Hey everyone, Invader1 here. Before I get into it, let me tell you a little bit something about this unique build for the Phoenix Vanguard. For Biotic Charge, you're going to want to go with rank 4 Radius. Okay, for this specific build, go for Radius, even though I recommend it regardless. Like that, you can stagger multiple Phantoms and multiple characters at the same time. Rank 5, depending on the way you play, I recommend either or. I like Power Synergy because then I can use Smash right away, but if you like weapon synergy, you could choose that too. Rank 6, barrier always. You want to make sure that your barriers go up, especially as you guys know I do nothing but platinum gameplay. On gold, you could go with the other option. It's up to you. Rank 4, I normally like Biotic combo because I like to roll with Biotic teams with this guy. But in this situation, I actually like electrical damage for Platinum because you add an electrical effect that can be detonated. And you do additional damage, like 50% damage for 7.5 seconds. Which is great with this guy, especially on bigger bosses on Platinum. Rank 5, recharge speed is nice because this Smash is really slow. They nerfed it so bad with the recharge speed. But I prefer force and damage still, the way you're going to play this guy. Rank 6, always armor damage, guys. Impact radius is nice, but you want armor damage. You want to be able to do damage to Atlases. You want to be able to do damage to Banshees and Primes and, armor targets. So Smash is really good against them. Phoenix Training is a power build, so it's going to be rank 4 damage and capacity, rank 5 power damage, and rank 6 is going to be pistols and shotguns to make it lighter. Normally I like weapon damage, it's only 10%, but in this situation to be able to carry heavier weapons with him, you're going to want this because this is a melee build. Now, for gold, you're going to want to go all the top, all melee damage in the top. For platinum, I recommend a rank 4, at least the durability in the bottom, get at least a little bit more tankier because he's very flimsy. Okay, and platinum, you had a lot of bosses, so that's where I'm going to play. Rank 5 martial artist, rank 6 power synergy. This way you have a lot of melee damage and a lot of power damage. Okay, that's the way you're gonna that's the way you're gonna spec this guy out for this specific build. Now I am gonna use the Juggernaut Shield for melee damage. I am gonna use the Strength Enhancer 3, Strength Enhancer 3, and I do have I am using in this build. The melee stunner, okay, on my gun, to make sure that I am doing a lot of melee damage because the way let me go into detail with that. By the way, this is the hazard firebase white map. I wanted to show something really cool. Bring this melee Vanguard Smash. Let's call him melee Smashguard. Let's do that. Now I like him a lot. Now I like the Phoenix characters a lot, but I never play them this way. This is a build that my buddy Lofroff told me about, and I saw him playing the way he plays with him this way, and I thought it was really badass. The only difference between him and I is that I'm not perfect with it, But as you can see here, I do my best. I actually played this build for quite a few days to make sure that I got it really good with you guys. But it is a very finesse build, okay? On Platinum, you have all these different types of bosses, and you got to make sure that you're on point because, on any melee build on Platinum is going to suffer. So you have to make sure when when to actually do your melees, when to actually, be heavy with your melees, and when to actually just go smash and smash an enemy. So, and charge. Now, let me give you a little bit about the way this guy plays, this melee build plays. Now, before I even tell you about the way this guy plays, I gotta tell you something, guys. This build on gold is ridiculous. Now, you're gonna see I'm gonna be a little clumsy in this gameplay, so I'm gonna be honest with you straight up. That's why this gameplay takes a little longer. I also got a brand new player. This is the first time I ever played with him. He's from the YouTube channel. Said, hey, I want to play with you, Invader. I was like, sure, why not? Come in, and I brought him in. And so it took a little longer there because of that, and I wasn't paying attention to the missile waves, so I don't know, I got a little sloppy with that. But I am gonna be a little clumsy in some areas, but most of the part you're gonna see me get some ridiculous melee kills. Now, the way it works, yeah. So sorry. Okay, here. Sorry about this, guys. Yeah, the first wave was a little rough, but you're gonna see me get some kills, right? And the way it works, you're gonna want to do melees on Phantoms, Dragoons, and smaller tier enemies, like I said, you get Reapers, you do Husks, all the smaller tiers, the Marauders, you can do charge and heavy melee, Okay, charge, shoot, heavy melee. That's also another synergy with him. For the bigger bosses, you're gonna definitely want to take a little bit of cover and use your smash. That's when you start using your smash and your gun. Because I had, I was trying to see how his melee synergy would work against bosses, and I was just having a lot of issues with the Atlases, guys. The Atlases just tear this guy apart. I would charge and then do heavy melee, and it was just not doing enough, and they would just pick me up or just insta kill me. So, anyways, for the bosses, you definitely want to have some kind of to use smash instead of just charging and doing heavy melees. Now you will notice that this melee is so powerful. Look how ridiculous I'm just messing up these phantoms this way. So for phantoms, for phantoms and for lower tier enemies, you can definitely mess them up. And here, I fight Dragoons with my melee and just mess them up for a little bit. The only thing with Dragoons is you gotta kind of like the way you fight them with this guy is that you gotta move away when they're gonna do their smash. You gotta kind of do a combat roll to move out of the way and then just charge them and melee them. That's the way you're gonna want to work it. So yeah, guys, this is pretty much the way to play with him. I'm not the best with him. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of like the Javelin GI. I'm not the best with him with this build, okay? But I totally saw the benefits, especially on gold. Now, what I did to test myself, because I know a lot of you guys are gonna want to play, platinum. This might not be the build for you in platinum, because have you guys seen me play with this guy before, and the way I play with him is not normally this way. I like to play with smash and lash. I'll use lash to pierce through enemy shields, bring them in and smash them. I rarely ever shoot with this guy when I was doing that build. But this melee build, the melee Smashguard, okay, he actually has to get up close and personal. He has to be all up in there, so it's such a different kind of gameplay. So for me, so I had to take a few days to really get into him. But if you're constantly playing on gold, you play mostly on gold or the lower levels, guys, this build will annihilate every enemy. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I went and I don't know if any of you guys noticed me, but I did a few pug games. Okay, I just created a lobby and I opened it up to the public. Nobody really said anything. I think there was one game that somebody actually started talking, and that was it. But I did a few gold games, and just with this build. And the first game was against collectors, and guys, I was just messing them up with the charge, and melee, just kind of synergy. It was just totally destroying them. Obviously in platinum it's tougher. This is what I'm saying. It's a little clumsy for me here. It does start working out. You see how his synergy works out very well. Again, you guys know plus this is the hazard map. I can see you can't see half the time, and I didn't want to stay inside. I wanted you guys to see all the snow, so I went inside for a few moments here and there. But mostly I was just outside trying to do a lot more damage to the enemies in the hazard. I was just being a little crazy with that. But anyways, on gold, guys, this build is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I was charging Banshees. Okay, obviously not when she was warping through the map. And just messing them up, tearing them up, shooting at them, smashing them, and doing heavy melee, and just killing them. Phantoms on gold, you could just destroy them. I would take 2 or 3 at a time, just charge at them because I have area charge, stagger all of them, and then my heavy melee has a radius already, so I would just destroy them. I mean, I could not even believe how I was playing with this guy on gold. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was just really good. And I played it against the collectors. I also played him against Cerberus on gold. Worked out really well. So if you play a lot of gold, this will work out. This will definitely work out for you. Now in platinum, you have to be just a little bit more classy than just using that build. As you notice with the Atlas, after he swings, never charge him because he'll pick you up immediately. That's his instant kill. You gotta wait till he kind of shakes his arm like I'm getting ready to shoot again. That's where you can charge him again. But on platinum, you kind of have to be a little bit more classier than just charging and melee. You have to kind of stop. You have to use your smash, and just just be a little bit more careful. A little tighter. But he works out really well, and I had a lot of fun just going after dragoons and fighting them, with this character, and that's why I painted myself this way. And it's just, it was funny because the last few days that I've been playing him this way, some of the other guys would shoot at me thinking that I'm a dragoon. So they're like, oh no, no, that's Invader. No, no, don't shoot at him. That's Invader, or whatever. I mean, there's no friendly fire here, but still, it's just freaking hilarious. I was just actually just trolling my buddies here, and just they thought I was a dragoon. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this on a Cerberus map, and now that we got the Hazard Glacier, I thought it was really cool. I like the Hazard. It does make sense. This is definitely a Hazard. You can't see almost anything there. Oh, and by the way, due to the fact that it's a blizzard, okay, if you have a character that has like Flamer, like the Vorcha, the flame will make like the screen go white. For the Krogan Rage, if you go Rage on a Krogan outside here, your entire screen will go white. You won't be able to see anything. It's ridiculous. So that is also a hazard for characters like that. So definitely, that's one of the things. That's pretty much the only hazard out here, guys. It's just a snowstorm. I like it though. It looks really, really cool. It does really adds a whole different element. That's why I kind of stood out here to play out of here a little bit more instead of going inside, so you guys can see the gameplay out in the hazard, and it looks really cool. I don't know. I enjoyed it. So now, anyways, yeah, we had a new player here. And he sent me a message to Xbox Live, from YouTube. And guys, like I told you guys, if you want to play with me, just send me a message. I may not be able to get to you right away, okay? But I will do my best. I do go through the messages. There are times that oh yeah, watch out for turrets. There are times that I am going through the list, and I guess it depends on my time zone. If I'm on at the same time that you are on, I will do my best, and I'll go through my messages, and I'll try to see if I could bring you in. So if you do want to play with me, hey, I'll do my best to play with you. Just know that it may not be right away. It may be a week or whatever. Or like this guy, he actually what he did is he actually scheduled the time to play with me, and I looked at my schedule and it actually worked out. So he was available. We played, and it was it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So and we do a lot of teamwork, as you guys know. But it's funny, guys. I like to do a lot of this hardcore gameplay on Platinum. I like to do Platinum regardless, and sometimes if I'm trying a new build like this, the game doesn't go as smooth as it normally does because I'm trying something new or whatever. So there are times that we're playing Platinum, and the guys know that I don't test new builds on Gold or anything like that. I maybe I should, but what I do is I go backwards. I test the build on Platinum, and then I bring it to Gold, and I play with Pugs on Gold. Because if I test it out on Platinum, I see how like ridiculously powerful it is. If it can handle Platinum, then it can handle Gold. So then that's why I told you guys I'll do the Pug game. I'll go create a Pug lobby and just totally tear it up. I mean the last 3 games that I played with this character on Gold with Pugs, I mean, I was outscoring like 30,000, 40,000, etc. It was really very powerful. All right, guys, see what I did here? I made a mistake here though. I charged the Phantom, and I was doing the correct synergy, but then I got into the Banshee's level, so that jacked me up. So yeah, guys, this is a little clumsy in some parts, so please excuse me. Please, I apologize because again, this is not my normal build. And I would have loved to show you guys through Lofrov's point of view, because he's the one who's really good with this character. But that's unfortunately that's not possible. So I did my best to practice him out. I got him down packed. I got this build down packed mostly. But in this gameplay, I did make a few mistakes. So I'll tell you ahead of time, let you guys know what's going on. But again, the team was tight. We were able to do it. And again, guys, this is Platinum. So, what can I tell you? It's not going to be 100% perfect gameplay. I'm not going to be 1,000% of the time up. I do play with a good team. It's very good to have good team synergy, to be able to play well. And if for whatever reason you have to clutch it, you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready that if the team goes down, you got to be ready to handle it, and most of the time this doesn't happen. Really doesn't. I mean, if I'm playing a chill game with everybody, I'm playing, everything that I'm extremely strong with, and I make it work. And I am strong in most characters, but some builds like this that I'm not used to playing all the time, it gets a little clumsy here and there. So, but I still wanted to show you guys this build because it's obviously very, very powerful. This game took a little long because I got jacked up in here, so I apologize about that. But I wanted to show you guys exactly what he does. Our team was able to make it. Our buddy here was able to clutch this wave, and once he gets through that, the entire gameplay you'll be able to see how I will continue staggering phantoms, continue staggering dragoons, and messing them up. So guys, if you guys are actually interested in getting into platinum and kind of handling platinum, how to go about it, make sure that you go in with your best builds. Make sure you go in with what you know, and and stay tight with the people that you play with. If you are playing Pug Platinum, which is something very strange because I don't think I've done Pug Platinum a few times with just randoms, but it's very rare, and I'm planning to do it because I promised you guys I would do it and just record it. But I wanted to make sure that I wanted to make sure that I got these videos out to you guys and show you guys something interesting, some new builds. So I am gonna try to do a Pug Platinum very, very soon. I know it's a tough thing. People that tell me, hey, to play Pugs and Platinum is hard. I totally get it. It's definitely hard, especially because you don't know, who all the people are that are coming into your lobby. But it is still doable. I believe it is still doable as long as you can communicate, and and everybody can at least know what everybody else is doing. Now, I've played with people on Platinum before who do not use mics, and I know that people who don't use mics, a lot of times they choose not to use them. So in a situation like that, just continue. If you're the one with the mic, continue to communicate because they'll hear you. Most people put their settings so that they can hear both, through their speakers, so they'll know what you're saying and they'll listen in. So that's been my experience. Some people do it for an advantage. I noticed that already. I've had players who have taken advantage of that. They I don't know why, because it doesn't really matter to me, but I noticed that some players use that to their advantage if they're being competitive. They will not put their mic on because if you're the one communicating and calling shots, then they can actually not communicate anything and go ahead and focus on the kills that you're talking about. So I've seen that happen before, and it's surprised me quite a bit. For some players, you can see how their personality, how they play. That they're mostly about score, etc. But that's totally fine. That is totally fine, guys. If you're playing for score and that's how you play, all the power to you. If you guys want to see me do gameplay like that, where I'm kind of, I don't know, playing for score and kind of doing something like that, then I'll do it. But it will kind of take me away from the team-based mindset, because I have to play a little differently than the way I play. I mean, the way I play, don't get me wrong, I go off on my own here and there, but I'm always going back. You see, like, I'm always going back for the team. I'm always trying to make sure that they're up. I'm always, I'll go and kill and then come back. That's the way I play. I'm trying to make sure I'm with them, I'm covering them. It's just, I like to be a team player. I like to be a tactics guy, and if I'm trying to build out something new, yeah, then I'm not as communicating as much because I'm trying to learn something. But most of the time, if I got a build down packed, I'm gonna want to work it. I'm gonna want to be there with the team. I'm gonna want to call some shots, and I don't call the shots all the time, guys. The guys who play with me already kind of, they kind of know the gist of the waves. I've already worked it out with them how we do it. They already got it. They already got the rhythm. They already got the flow, so they'll actually call it out. Like Biggs and I think the previous gameplay, like he'll start calling shots. He's already like, hey guys, wave 8, let's go, let's do this, that. Siegfried the same thing. Like, oh, I got this. I'm gonna go get it. Nightbat, same thing. Shadrach or Lofrov, whatever. All the guys that I play, all the different players, the regular ones and the players that I constantly play with. they already know what's going on. They'll call it out. They're like, yeah, I got this, I got that one. I'm doing this. I'm going to this corner. Everybody's already set. Everybody knows what's up. They know how to handle platinum. So we know like how to go about it. We know how to handle spawn points. We know how to handle multiple enemies at one point. And it works out very well. So, but if you guys ever want to see me, just I guess play. This is the hardcore series. If you guys ever want to see me be competitive, I'll do my best to do that. I don't know how great I don't know how much I'll enjoy that because I just don't. I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy to say, hey, I'm better than you. It's not me. It's just not me. And you will see. Listen, guys, I have gameplay. I'm outscoring people. I can outscore even the people who have outscored me. I have gameplay people that have outscored me. I've outscored them too. I've outscored everybody who's outscored me. I've outscored them back. It's like it all depends on the game. The game doesn't spawn enemies all in the same spot. You may be in one area and another. It's all how you know the game, how you play your character, and how you master certain things. I actually know how to make it so that I am earning more points than other people, depending on the power. So I can have certain characters that have a lot of assist points. And let me tell you something, there's certain characters in this game that you can have so many assist points without killing anything, and all those add up to even more than the person that is constantly killing. So, I know this game left and right. I know that well that I can do that, but, guys, I just, and maybe I'll do something like that if you guys want, but I just wouldn't feel comfortable, kind of rocking a game to kind of outscore somebody else. But anyways, guys, in regards to this build, guys, as you can see, I've been just going through it. I'm here just doing melees on pyros and phantoms and dragoons. I just love it. I freaking love it. Now I could be better with this guy. I could be a little bit better. If I played on gold, this gameplay would look a lot more fluid because there are no primes and now all these different kinds of enemies are together, and melee builds on platinum, guys, suffer. They do suffer. As you notice, I got dropped a few times, so I don't have much fitness. It's different, so they do suffer. Don't get me wrong. These melee builds do suffer a little bit on platinum, but if you play them well, you have a little bit of finesse with them, you can have a lot of fun. Now, this is a great gold build. But I'm here showing how to use it on platinum because the guys that I play with, they show me these builds on platinum, and I saw my buddy Lofroff play this build, and he was just tearing it up on platinum. It was just crazy. So I wanted to get good with it, make it work on platinum before I even tried on gold, and I did, and then I started playing with pugs on gold, and it worked out nice. Now, in regards to his smash. You're going to use this smash for the boss enemies. I think that's kind of obvious. You see the boss enemies, you're going to kind of want to take a little bit of cover. You're not going to want to charge Atlases, guys. Unless you're like just dying, just then charge them. But just don't continue, spam charging an Atlas. They will kill you. They will destroy you. They're on platinum. Their hand cannon is just way too powerful. You're not going to want to charge primes. You're going to want to find a little bit of cover and smash them, okay? That's what you're going to want to do for those big boss enemies. For the Banshees, you may want to charge them depending on their animation. If they are not warping through the map, you don't want them to pick you up. I mean, you guys saw what happened to me before. I made a mistake. Look at that. I charged the Banshee at the wrong elevation, messed me up, and that was crappy of me. That was just that was a noob moment. I have a few new moments here, but regardless of that, the boss enemies, you got to be careful with the prime, got to be careful with the Atlas. The Banshee, you just got to make sure when you charge her, she's not on specific animations, and you'll be totally fine. Now his melee, guys, I don't have the details on the melee damage because even though you have details on his passive, I did add the Juggernaut Shield, which adds I believe plus 15% melee damage. I added the melee stunner to my Talon, which is an okay weapon for this guy. It's an okay weapon for this guy. I think the Wraith, the shotgun, is a little better. But anyways, I added the melee stunner, so I have that percentage on top for the melee damage. I also have the strength enhancer 3, so there's an additional melee damage bonus. and all his passives put together. So I don't have the exact detail, the math behind it, but it is actually quite powerful enough to take down enemies with ease, you know. And I definitely recommend the charge melee combo first. Now, let me give you another detail about him. Due to the fact that he is a Vanguard, you could also do another little bit of synergy with him. Okay, they are called fire explosions. So if you use like an acolyte and put it like incendiary rounds 4, or even, you know, even the talent here, as long as you have incendiary rounds 4 and you shoot at the enemy and then charge them, it will create a fire explosion which will detonate on them. And because of that, you could do tons of damage with them. Now, I was showing this build to another buddy of mine, and he decided to use him that way. So that's another way to use this build. What he would do is he would charge. I mean, he would shoot first with the acolyte, with incendiary rounds 4, and then he would charge, create a fire explosion, and then he would melee the enemy after the fire explosion would detonate on the enemy. So that's another way to do it. You put incendiary rounds, shoot your target, charge them, hit them hard, and do a heavy melee like right after. And if they're still not dead, you know, just finish them off with smash, and then continue to melee until they're just beaten down to the ground. So, you know, that's also another way to play with him, and that is also very effective. So please understand that there are different ways to play this character. There's different ways to play this build. My normal way is with slash and smash. I spec out a charge. Sometimes I do just spec leave charge in there, but most of the time I like to use the Phoenix guys that just slash and smash. Now, the problem with that now is that the reason I haven't played this guy in quite a bit, even though I like him, is because BioWare nerfed the recharge speed of Smash and Lash. So it's not as fast and fluid as it used to be. It used to be extremely fluid, and you could use Slash, Lash, and bring an enemy in and just smash them to death. I mean, it was just so fluid, but for whatever reason, because I don't know, the forums, or I really don't even know anymore. I stopped trying to figure out the nonsense that, you know, the reasons why BioWare makes some changes to some of these powers. I really just don't understand. Some changes do not make any sense, and they're really unnecessary at times. So, you know, those changes for this character, I just didn't understand. His powers are already kind of, you know, they're cool, but they're kind of clumsy as it is. So because of because of all these nerfs, it's just it just didn't make any sense to me. But he's still a great character. He definitely kicks ass on gold at the lower tiers. On platinum, you have to play with a little bit more finesse with him, but he does a lot. He does very, very well. So this is the melee Smashguard, guys, and I gotta say, he's pretty awesome. He does a great job. So hazard map, Firebase white, and this is the melee Smashguard. Now, if you guys notice, if you guys don't know this, this is the new Firebase white. What that means is that this if you haven't played the game, you know, for some reason I do get comments of people saying, "Oh, this is what's new." They're like, they haven't played the game in about a month or something. So Firebase White changed, guys. It's no longer the same. They made these changes, I guess, due to camping, or I really don't know. I guess people were farming Firebase White Geth Gold, which was something that I think I did that once ever. I could not do that over and over and over. I just couldn't do it. So anyways, guys, yeah, the map has changed, and I love what they did with it now. It is now a map that I like to play. I enjoy it, and it's a really good solo map. And you know, guys, enjoy it. Try it out. Also, try out this build. If you feel a little, you know, you're not sure yet about using it on platinum, you know, and by the way, you don't want to use it on maps like maps that are really open. You know, I tried him on Rio. He actually worked out on Rio because he's a Vanguard, so he was actually able to get, you know, across the map to enemies, and did very well. But you do want to be careful on platinum. platinum open maps because it's just you're charging into the fray. If you charge into 1,000 enemies, it's just gonna you're gonna get jacked up. As you saw in some areas, some parts here, it did get jacked up. It wasn't perfect. But I still like to show you guys this platinum gameplay, even if I'm still getting hurt here and there at some points, because I am playing hardcore, guys. I'm playing on platinum. I'm not gonna wimp out and show you gold gameplay. I'm not saying that it is wimpy to play gold. No, not at all. Gold is tough. Gold is definitely tough. I'm just saying that I want to show you guys platinum gameplay. I want to show you guys how to play better. Um, and how to be able to play like this. That you could actually handle multiple enemies with any character. Then you can rock, your character on platinum. Hopefully, give you some good tips so that you could be able to handle platinum by yourself. And I thank God that I've actually gotten quite a bit of messages like that. That because what I've been showing you guys, people are not rocking platinum, and because there's no reason to cheat. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Invader one out, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Please rate, comment, and